Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be watching Anglian Lives with Alan Partridge. So, this is a mockumentary that came out in March of 2003, which was just a couple months after Series 2 of I'm Alan Partridge concluded. I imagine just catching up with Alan after the show ended. I didn't know this existed until a couple hours ago. It's possible someone's told me about it before. But my original plan was to go to Mid-Morning Mavericks, I believe that is, and that's still what I'm doing. But I figured this would be a good thing to watch first. Excuse me. So yeah, it's like half an hour. Let's do it.
My guest this week on Anglian Lives has been a journalist, a presenter, a broadcaster, a husband and father, a company director.
He has been.
A vigorous all-rounder with a fascinating past and an amazing future. Gregarious, popular, a famula man, yet never happier than when relaxing in his own 5-bedroomed, self-built house with 3 acres of land and access to a private stream. But who the hell is this mysterious enigma? This mysterious enigma is Alan Partridge.
How much did Alan pay for this?
My guest this week on Anglian Lives.
This is Norfolk.
He's directing it, isn't he?
With Alan Partridge.
Alan Gordon Partridge is the best and best-loved radio presenter in the region.
That was for anyone who's going through a trial separation or messy divorce. The Human League with the Don't You Want Me? 50% she got. It's weighted against the man.
He was born
lives a
into
lot
a
of times.
changing world of rationing, teddy boys, apes in space and the launch of ITV. But the Norwich of today is a very different place, although the market still remains.
Yeah, that was in color.
Hello, I'm Alan Partridge.
Alan's broadcasting career began as chief DJ with Radio Smile at St. Luke's.
Sorry, second hand, but it's in quite good condition.
He makes a point of returning every February.
Has anyone never heard of me?
No.
Right, it's very rude to say
After
that.
replacing Peter Flint as the presenter of Scout About, he entered the top 8 of BBC Sports presenters.
Bang! And join me, Alan Partridge, for the big race at Marple.
How many are there?
The
8?
horse race.
But Alan's big break came with a primetime BBC chat show.
Knowing you.
Aha!
Sadly, Knowing Me, Knowing You battled against poor scheduling, having been put up against News at 10, then in its heyday. Due to declining ratings, a single catastrophic hitch,
Oh my god! I forgot about that.
and the dumbing down of network TV,
God!
Alan's show was cancelled.
I forgot he fucking killed
Not
a
to be
guy.
dissuaded, he embraced this opportunity to wind up his production company, leave London, and fulfil a lifelong ambition. He returned to his roots in local radio.
Call of the night. Okay, the lines are buzzing for tonight's hot topic. Who is your favourite rough
This is a good
voiced
recap.
singer? Rod Stewart and Chris Rea, big votes for them, but they've been massacred by a late surge from rasping taffy Bonnie Tyler. Wonder how many she smokes.
Roots that first sprouted in a field in East Anglia.
That was my watch.
Well.
Well, just lost my blooming watch. Ha!
That's
Actually, keep that bit in. It's nice. I think it gives it a human touch.
that sucks, actually.
Now single, Alan is
Yeah.
an intensely private man
Oh no, he lost his new
and a
wife.
keen businessman.
300k, or we take it to Sky.
He's always on the lookout for new investment opportunities.
In town.
Tonight, we examine both the public, private
I
and
remember that.
professional faces of Alan Partridge.
Wonder why they got divorced. Oh god.
Chapter 1, Beginnings. Congratulations, Mrs. Partridge.
Oh, 14
It's a
pounds.
boy, said the doctor, handing me a boy to my mother. I had just been born. Anyway, just...
Alan, your book, Bouncing Back, if you don't mind me saying, I think it's a rather brilliant book that only ended up out of print because it was not properly promoted by the publisher.
Thank you, Ray.
That's
I think
definitely
fair
it.
to say.
Why did you want to come on television and talk about it?
How much you pay this man for
I think to
this?
have my side of the story heard, though I'm not expecting an easy ride, Ray. I know you're one of the toughest in the business.
Thanks. How did you prepare for the writing of the book?
I spent a week in Prestatyn and I read 8 autobiographies, which, as you well know, is more than one a day. And I asked myself a lot of tough
That
questions.
is more than one a
I wrote
day.
them down, and I put them in the book.
Shall we have another look at the book?
Yes. Where do I look?
No, to the right.
Am I a broadcaster? Yes. Do I hold a full driving license? Yes. Am I very good at judo? Yes, little known fact.
Oh, okay.
Did I once talk a depressed man down from a wall? Yes. But it wasn't that high, and he wasn't that depressed. He'd locked himself out of his business premises and was trying to get in.
Yeah, that was from a chapter entitled Yes, I Am, No, I'm Not. It's more or less the list I read, but slightly extended. It's the weakest part of the book.
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
Well, what do you think's the weakest part, Ray?
All of it.
Well, it's. I mean, it's all great. I mean, it's all very good. I mean, it's a very good book.
Yeah.
His face.
At one point, you speak so movingly about your Toblerone addiction.
Yes.
Oh.
We wanted to do a product placement deal with Toblerone, but they insisted on putting a mini Toblerone on the jacket cover, and I felt that would have cheapened an otherwise tragic tale of how I, Alan Partridge, bounced back. I remember one very low point, I got a whole one stuck sideways in my mouth, and a woman who works for me had to break its back with a toothbrush. I actually made myself sick. I mean, I didn't make myself sick. I spewed into a thermos.
Oh.
No prizes for guessing what I did with that.
A lot of
I hope not
Threw
drink
it
it.
away.
A lot of people, when they get low, they turn to alcohol or drugs.
Yes, I know a producer in the business who is an alcoholic.
Just
But, you know,
one?
he makes a living, so people ignore it. When he's on the wagon, you see him in the pub with an orange juice, but you can tell he wants one. And you know, his wife's left him again. She won't go back to him this time.
Oh dear, it was a bit of.
Yeah, he didn't knock her about.
Oh, okay.
If anything, it was the other way around.
Oh,
I mean, you know about that.
bro.
Alan is extremely skillful at scaling the dizzy slopes of sports commentation.
This course actually reminds me of when I was tobogganing at the age of 16. I hit something and fell off. I was concussed. Hit a cat.
Never
No
recovered.
cats here, of course. The groundsmen are quite strict about not letting cats onto this course. One of those things comes down on a cat, it doesn't stand a chance.
No, yeah, cat's done.
Sevi Ballesteros, the bullfighter. That's what I call him. Though, technically, he's a professional golfer. A friend of mine said recently, what do you get if you cross a ballerina and a bastard? Ballesteros was his answer. I guess you analyse it, that Sevi combines the
Yeah.
qualities of both those animals. He has the lithe sophistication and nimbleness of a ballerina, combined with the hard-nosed,
There we go.
ruthless thuggery of a bastard.
You had a fantastic career on national television, and yet you walked away.
That's the truth.
I know.
Is it?
Whatever anyone else says.
Yeah. I says.
I mean, I didn't like myself back then. I was seriously frigged up.
Freak.
But I'm much happier now. In fact, every morning now, I get up in the morning, look at myself in the mirror and say, I'm Alan Partridge, and I like you. No, not every morning. This morning I was in a rush, got up, went, hi, gotta go, you know. But back then I was a monster. I mean, I've never got drunk on Power, but
Yeah, you killed a
I have
guy.
been a little tipsy. These days I just stick to a half, maybe two at the most. If I'm driving, I'll just have a half.
Right. Let's just show that out.
Yeah, I mean, I realise I'm just talking about drink now.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, not Power.
Okay, it's not just me asking the questions tonight. We're also joined by my electronic assistant, Digital Dave.
Digital Dave.
Okay, Digital Dave, far
Oh,
away.
God.
How long did it take after your wife left you for your divorce to come through?
Wife.
Wife, yeah, sounds like life, but it's wife, sorry.
How long after my wife left me did the divorce come through? 2.5 years.
What do you think of American football?
It's just futuristic rugby.
Is your wife still with the man she left you for?
Sorry, it's wife. I know it sounds
Wife's
like life, but...
No, she's not.
What is the best way
Oh, talking
to
about his
cook
original
a
life?
sausage?
It's best
What's the
way.
best way to cook a sausage?
Sausage, yeah.
Fork prick the skin to allow the moisture to escape. Simple as that.
What would you say to any young people heading for London?
To any 9 people heading for London.
So what would you say to any young people?
Ah.
Go for the day. Visit Madame Two Swords. Get the hell out.
Sounds good to me, brother. I'll do it.
Alan has left the smoke firmly in his wake. You won't catch him paying the London congestion charge.
Elvis Costello there, part of our anti-London night with I Don't Want to Go to Chelsea. Ironically, Mr. Costello does in fact live in London. What a bloody hypocrite. I was going to play London Calling by The Clash, but it's awful.
Bruh.
Okay, right, just to let you know.
I like this song.
The comedy character I featured on the show last night, the Anaraki Iraqi, the Baghdad-based train spotter, has been cancelled and will no longer feature on the show.
I wonder why.
Out of my hands.
Alan, where do you think TV is going these days? Downhill?
Absolutely. I mean, my attitude to television became so low, as in not singular, but down, that at one point I was considering not having a television in my house. But in the end, I just went for one of those plasma widescreen ones, which are expensive but good, and I can afford one.
But of course, it's not all downhill. Some of it is uphill. Because this is a very exciting time for digital TV.
Absolutely. I saw 2 excellent documentaries last week, both about mudslides.
What's your favourite film?
Titanic. I think what James Cameron did with that film was extraordinary. I mean, I went to see the film, and afterwards I just had to drive straight home. You know, normally, after I see a film, I have a curry, but after that, I just drove straight home. I mean, the film was also 3 hours long, so nowhere was open. That was the other reason I couldn't have a curry.
Yeah.
What's your least favourite film?
Gorillas in the Mist. I think it's a tragic waste of Sigourney Weaver, but if you mess about with monkeys, you will pay the price. Super Talk! And we're triple super talking tonight. 3 topics running.
Alan has never been afraid to tackle sensitive issues. He frequently
That's
sounds close
correct.
to the bone.
More trial separation. 2, what should we do about thieves, robbers, murderers, and mass murderers? And of course, the subject that's got the lines here in Meltdown for the second night running. Would you eat a colleague to survive? Okay, line 1, we have Roy from Caister St Edmunds. Roy.
Hello?
Roy, would you eat, man?
Well, I was just thinking about those rugby players, right? What crashed their plane in the Andes Mountains.
Yeah, bad bounce.
Yeah, and I was wondering, if they'd all been supermodels, or had crashed and not rugby players, then there wouldn't have been as much for the survivors to eat.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Roy. However, supermodels have smaller appetites, so the lack of meat wouldn't really be a problem. Similarly, if a plane load of sumo wrestlers came down, they'd have a bigger appetite, but then there'd be more of them to eat. So it sort of sorts itself out.
Yeah, there's not much meat on a supermodel.
Yeah, I know, that would be... Yeah, but I just made the point that in a plane of supermodels, the surviving models wouldn't have had much of an appetite anyway, so that sort of answers your point.
The sumo wrestlers have got like a big appetite.
I know! I know! But as I said, in a plane of sumo wrestlers, Roy, there would be plenty of sumo wrestler meat to go round. I'm trying to have a serious debate, mate, about the rights and wrongs of cannibalism between people of similar stature. I didn't mention that earlier, but I thought...
That's what we're doing?
You see my point, Roy?
No.
Yeah, sorry for wasting your time.
That's all right. I'll speak to you again tomorrow.
So shall we have some more questions from Digital Dave?
Yeah, sure.
Why?
Did you have a favorite uncle?
Favorite
Did
uncle?
I have a favourite uncle?
Yes.
Yes, I did. Uncle Harry. He died last year a virgin.
Oh.
Have you ever stolen anything?
The only thing I've ever stolen is other people's thunder.
Oh,
and
got
the
him.
Limelight from Sue Lawley.
What's your favorite place in the world?
Gatwick Village.
If you could go back to that
Is that the
time...
end of Digital Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, I should say.
Sorry. If you could go back to that time in your life when you were temporarily very, very, hardly, but very, very slightly
I remember.
overweight, what would you say to yourself?
Put down the Toblerone, go on a diet, get yourself a girlfriend, grow a beard, which is what I did.
What do you do these days if you feel low?
That's what I did.
To relax, I collect celebrity memorabilia. This thing, this is the original first draft script from the comedy thriller Action Jackson. So I've not seen it.
No.
And, for example, I have the dashboard here from the XJ6, as driven by Edward Woodward in The Equalizer.
Where the hell do you even
proud
get...
of that. Also, these are the trousers worn by Tom Baker as Doctor Who.
Oh, nice.
The actual trousers.
The actual
trousers he wore. I wanted the scarf, but
That's kind of sick, actually.
came through from Tokyo. So the time is 10:09. That's the time.
Are they filming this at his house?
I'm talking to Amanda Crowther, Britain's
Oh,
top
God.
lady hawker. I don't mean she coughs a lot.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I do actually cough a lot.
funny hawker. Although you should actually get that checked.
Yeah, you
Could
probably
be
should,
through the cancer. It's now she keeps birds of prey, and that's actually quite funny because I was thinking of calling this part of the show. Normally call it Super Talk. I was thinking of calling it Super Hawk.
Got
So
him.
you'd have to call it super kestrel
Yeah.
in this case.
Drop that. That's Kestrel Super. That's what tramps drink.
Super tramp.
Told you to drop it. Now, Amanda, can you train to the same degree of accuracy the following birds? A gull, a pigeon, a robin, and a bat.
No.
Why not?
Well, the birds have, if you like, a cognitive map in the brain, and that map is more highly developed in certain species than in others.
That bell ringing, by the way, is the bell that's attached to her foot.
Yes.
Why is there a bell on the foot?
Well, it's so that we know where she is.
You can see the problem in the radio studio, though.
Yes. Oh.
Should have thought about it before you came on the programme.
What are your beliefs?
I believe in the paranormal. I think
I
since
bet
I saw
you do.
Christmas Carol. I don't mean a Muppet Christmas Carol with Sir Michael Caine, in which he gave a very moving portrayal of Scrooge.
That one rules.
I mean the original cartoon by Dickens.
The original
But in
cartoon.
terms of religion, I also sometimes like to hang out at the coffee shop in Norwich Cathedral, which shuts at 5, which is perfect for me. But it is 5 on the dot. There's no leeway. For a cathedral, they can be pretty officious. They sell club biscuits and scones in cling film, one of the few places that still do. What's happening to our national heritage?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Alan
Where's
likes
the
to
cling film?
contemplate his beliefs in the great outdoors.
Hi, I'm Alan Partridge. I'm a busy man.
country ramble.
One day I can be recording a TV show. The next, I can be shuttling up to Harrogate to host a Get Motivated weekend for the Bostic sales force. But when I go back to Norwich, I like to relax by rambling. I switch off my mobile phone, put my pager on mute, and enjoy the stillness of the Norfolk countryside. Swaffham was our stalking ground when we were young. We'd all pile into the back of a friend's mustard-coloured Triumph Dolomite, have a picnic, and then drive home again.
What happened to your friends, Alan?
There's a caravan site there now.
Where'd they all go?
It's quite a good one. It's not gypsies. I mean, it's proper toilets and proper amenities. We're actually on the grounds of Mike Oldfield's country estate. We're not actually on his ground. This is common ground. That's Mr. Oldfield's over there. We did ask Mr. Oldfield if we could film there, but he said he wanted a bit of privacy. It's understandable.
Fair enough.
Would have been nice, A bit small-minded, really. A bit nasty. I used to come here as a child. I would
said
skim
that.
stones.
Oh.
On one occasion, I hit a duck and it disappeared beneath the water. To this day, I don't know whether it was dead or just badly concussed. I love birds, and I like to come here and make bird noises.
So do I, man. How do you know about my bird noises place?
I'm no Dr. Dolittle, but there are times when I think birds are the only ones I can really talk to. Maybe that's because I'm a partridge. Alan Partridge.
Pretty good.
Someone should clean up these leaves. It's good to see you wearing trousers too. I imagine wearing a skirt would be very unwise with a hawk flying around.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm sure there's some sicko out there who put a mini cam on a homing pigeon and train it to believe that Knickers is home.
Okay.
Moving on.
What do you feed hawks on?
Mice.
What, real ones?
Yes, you can buy them frozen.
Really?
You mean real mice, you don't mean chocolate mice.
Well, yeah.
Real mice.
You do that yourself.
Well, sometimes let my children do it, actually.
I think getting children to feed dead frozen mice to birds is technically weird.
It is
They're
kind
not
of.
frozen when I give them to the birds. We let them thaw first in hot water.
That is
Oh
technically
my
weird.
god. Has one of them ever come back to life and then died in the boiling water again?
No.
It's bad enough for hawks to eat mice. Can you ask it politely but firmly to stop waggling the claw with the bell on? I think it's bad enough for hawks to eat mice, but I think the freezing, boiling thing is just inhuman.
It's just natural selection.
Okay, here's Mark Almond. I heard an awful story about him the other day. I'm sure it can't be true.
Uh-oh, what was it?
What are your 3 rules of life?
Well, I have 3 rules, Ray. 1, have a cup of coffee in the morning. 2, don't trust anyone. And 3, floss.
Shall we have some more from Digital Dave?
Absolutely.
Sounds good to me.
What famous people do you know?
That's a tough one. I'll tell you what, best thing is probably if I looked at my phone and let it speak for itself.
Sick phone,
Okay,
bro.
Here we go. Ball Johnny, Ball Michael, Ball Zoe, Boycott, meant to scrub that actually, Brandreth, Carling, Curry Edwina, Curry Tim, Curry's, Curry Favours, it's a humorously named curry house in Norwich. They're British actually.
Curry Tim's awesome.
They put raisins in them. Bloody awful, but
Oh.
they deliver. Hamilton Christine, Hamilton Neil, Hamilton David Diddy.
Ah, did he?
It goes on, some soup for you.
Thank you.
You have 2 children.
Yes, both unplanned. And unfortunately, they do pick up on it.
And tell me about your relationship with women.
A
Oh,
friend of mine
God.
once said he liked his women like his parmesan, strong-smelling and shaved. I don't agree with that, but I don't like hairy women. I'd say a good 50%, or half, if you will, of my listeners do regard me as a kind of radio boyfriend. And they are women, as far as
Yeah.
I can tell. Mary's on line 2. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Alan.
Oh, yeah, they're all
How
old.
have you been?
Very well, thank you. Very well. How are you?
Oh, not so bad. Better at night time than in the day.
Good?
Did you get the doll?
Yes, it was in reception. There was a shoe missing.
What?
There was a shoe missing. It's about... rather thinning hair, I seem to remember.
Oh, Alan.
Looked like it had some sort of alopecia, something like that.
Oh, what?
It just looked like it was poorly on the head, hair.
It was mine
poorly
when I
hair.
was a baby.
Really, that's lovely, but you don't want to give that to me.
Well, it's precious and you're precious.
Thanks.
Is it on the TV theme tune night?
No, Mary, you and I know that's Thursdays.
Oh, I sent you a doll. Why can't I hum the theme to World at War?
Thursdays.
Bye.
Bye? What?
I say goodbye.
Bye.
Holy shit, dude.
Let's have a bit of music.
She was a bit of a character.
Yeah, Mary's a regular caller.
She's got issues.
I don't know if anyone thought she sounded upset then. She sometimes does this thing that's half laughing and half crying, and I can't
noticed,
quite tell
yeah.
the difference. So it's bloody weird. But, she's regular, she's reliable, and she's free.
I believe you're working on a new book.
Yes, yeah, it's
Why?
it's set in the future, in the heady world of TV entertainment, and it's the year 3000. Everyone has a 3D TV on their wrist, and they travel around on monorails like the one at Gatwick Airport. It's very futuristic. It's set in the aftermath of a nuclear ratings war between 2 TV stations, one of which is based on Pluto. And TV presenter Jack Jupiter has 24 hours to do something. I've not figured out what yet. But the main thing is, each day is 10 hours long because
You can see what I did
they've
at the beginning
gone
of this video.
metric on time. And the diary industry is in turmoil. That's a subplot. But one rebel Alec Parsons is determined
Alec
to return
Parsons.
to a 7-day week because it
Right.
makes sense. So he goes back in time to the present to see what a week's like.
That's a very good twist.
Well, yeah, it is, and that's not the only. There are more twists. You need lots of twists these days. People.
I would
expect
read
them.
this.
A friend of mine told me that, and
Ironically.
he's a librarian.
Can we look here?
What? I was very low. I went to Legoland to think.
Oh.
You need a day.
Okay.
It was more than I could do to stop myself from kicking over a large Lego robot who, in my twisted mind, had become the chief commissioning editor of the BBC. I was depressed. I stared.
Didn't you knock
at
him
the
out with a
abyss.
turkey?
And then I saw a chaffinch in the summer sun pecking at a discarded beef burger, and I thought, he's not trying to throw himself off a cliff, and I just drove away. Stopped off at a place called Buffalo Bill's. They've got old shell pumps on the wall and photos of a young Malcolm Brando from It's the Waterfront. And, as they say in America, I thought, the hell with it. And I just drove
They do
home
say that.
with the length of garden hose I had gaffer taped to the exhaust trailing behind me like a giant mouse.
Why don't we leave the last question to Digital Dave?
Who are the faces to watch on television these days?
Did you get
Yeah, I
that?
got that. I've given this question a lot of thought.
They used to
and
watch
I
on
can
television these
honestly
days.
say I don't think there's anyone out there.
Oh.
Alan Partridge, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, that was good. That great. I like this bit. It's a bit like that bit on Melvin Bragg when he interviewed the lad with throat cancer.
Are they at your house?
Harry Potter.
Dennis.
Dennis Hopper. Yes, I like this sort of keeping the mics on. It's very interesting and trendy.
Yeah, cheers. Do you fancy a quick drink?
Is it just who's going? Just you? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a very good...
No, I'll just go back to Norwich.
God damn.
Well, thanks. See you around. Yeah.
How much did he pay you?
God's sake, I can't get out here.
It's this way.
Okay. I was told it was over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that part with the old lady caller was like, Jesus, man. Like, Alan's such an interesting character because I talked about this a lot during the show, but like you go back and forth between feeling bad for him and not, you know. And there were moments that there were definitely, you know, different moments of that, like during this one program, you know, where it's like he's berating the Hawk Lady, and it's like you don't feel bad for her, but then he's got to deal with that, you know, awkward thing, and oi, oi, it's a lot. So, it is Mid-Morning Matters, right? That's what it's called. I just want to make sure. Yeah, Mid-Morning Matters. That is his next show. Planning to get into that at some point soon here. But I wanted to watch this first. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. That is it for me today, though. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to leave it a like. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, they're all in the video descriptions. All the names on my Patreons. If you didn't know, you can be a patron on me for as low as £1. You get extra reaction videos, as well as reading comments daily, sometimes more. With all being said, though, excuse me, my name's Taffy16. It's been my reaction to Anglian Lives with Alan Partridge, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.